has seen this up close. Emma Coffman, E Ranch Advocacy founder and CEO, is here to talk to us about this. So, Emma, thank you so much for being here. So what's going on? Why are American cattle ranchers facing such a severe economic crisis?
Yeah, thanks, Katie, for having me on today. And so what we're looking at with the beef cattle industry is just like what we're seeing across the nation is there is a large stressor on really input prices. So we're looking at fertilizer, like such as the war that's going on in the Middle East. Most of our urea that goes into fertilizer, which is the prominent ingredient of fertilizer, that's going up. We're looking at labor shortages. That price of labor is going up. And also we're seeing restricted resources. So the cost of feed is going up. Even if you can find land, the cost of that land due to urban expansion, that cost per acre is also going up. And a lot of people look at those paychecks that they're seeing coming from expansion of technology, places like the data centers. And honestly, it looks like financial stability, something that we haven't seen in agriculture for a long time. So to your point, yes, I appreciate you saying that beef producers, while yes, we're finally seeing a little bit of profit, there's still that break even. Just because that dollar is higher on that check that you're receiving doesn't mean that that dollar is still the same of what the check that you write to the people you owe money to.
So in terms of competition at the grocery store, foreign raised beef in the United States is not labeled as foreign raised beef. And I think if Americans knew that and they could see a raised in America label, that they would be more prone to buying American beef. The USDA just launched a new an initiative to have these meat packages labeled this way. Do you think that's important? Do you think that that would be helpful to American cattle and ranchers to make sure that people understand what they're buying?
Absolutely. And so when we're talking about foreign beef coming to the United States, most of that's going to be coming in the form of trim. So things that go into hamburger. The reason for that is hamburger is the #1 type of beef product that gets consumed in the United States. And in order to meet domestic demand, we have to import something in order to meet that versus just throwing it away, which would be wasteful. A lot of people might say, hey, why don't we reinstate MCOOL, the mandatory country of origin labeling? And what that did is exactly what, to your point, we put a label on what country these products were coming in from. However, Canada and Mexico came to the World Trade Organization and said that it was discriminatory, and the World Trade Organization agreed with those countries. And unlike the EU, where we're not in a trade agreement on labeling, we were forced to then rescind that MCOOL mandate. And so as of January 2026, very exciting news. One way or another, we will put a label on beef in the United States. It has to be born, raised, and harvested here in the United States as a voluntary program. So we're really excited for that moving forward because we should see a premium given to our producers.
Absolutely.
And consumers should also pay a premium for those products as well.
Yeah, I think Americans want to support American farmers and ranchers. Emma Coffman, you're such a pro. Thanks for joining us. Great to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.